Good morning. So today is day 24 of Module 1 in Wit and Wisdom, and it's a really quick video this morning. So make sure you have your knowledge and response journal and that you are ready. Make sure you have a pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm sorry, I got to make sure I click the button so you could hear it. There we go. We'll try that again.
Welcome back, amazing thinkers. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher, and I'm so excited to continue to learn and grow with you. Let's see what we need for today. Today we'll need Sky Tree, handout 28B, matching key terms, your journal, and a pencil. Please pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so you have your copy of Sky Tree, and you're going to have your journal and your pencil. We do not have this copy of handout 28B, so you do not need to get that.
Readers read books for so many different reasons. And readers also reread books with different reasons in mind or different purposes in mind. Today, we're going to reread Sky Tree or parts of it, and we're going to have a very specific purpose in mind. And by doing that, we can learn even more from Sky Tree. What does looking closely at the seasons reveal to us? Today, we're going to dive back into Sky Tree, and we're going to focus in on the seasons. And by focusing in on the seasons, more information from Sky Tree will be revealed to us. We're going to look closely at some words, and we're going to see how they relate to seasons in the story Sky Tree. At this time, pause to grab handout 28B and your pencil, and then just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we're just going to watch Miss Sabella doing this because you do not have this copy.
The directions say, read through each of the sentences, words, and definitions with your team. Match the correct word, definition, and season with each sentence. Your team could be your learning partner, or it could be your teacher in class. If you're doing this on your own, that's just fine too. Let's try one together. First, I'm going to read the sentence, and then I'm going to locate the word, the definition, and the season. The definition will help me decide which word belongs with the sentence. Here we go. Through the long days, its leaves in the soft breeze. When I go over to fluttered and I look at the definition, it means to move lightly. And I know from Sky Tree that the leaves move lightly in the summer, that they fluttered in the summer breeze. I'm going to write the word in, the definition, and the season. Now I want you to try the next one on your own. Read the sentence to yourself, pause where the blank is, and then look over the words, definitions, and seasons that are on the next sheet so you can decide which word belongs in the blank. Remember, the definition will really help. Pause here to write the word, definition, and season that goes along with this sentence. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so, oops, she's already done the next one for us. Snug in their nest, a family of squirrels blank close through the cold winter days. So she wrote huddled because huddled means to move close together, and the season that they did it would be in the winter. Right. The next sentence says, the tree's leaves blank in the spring sunlight, and the birds return to build nests for their young. Well, we've already used the word fluttered, and we've used the words huddled. Let's see. I guess we could use more than once. So would it be the tree's leaves fluttered in the spring sunlight? The tree's leaves hurried in the spring sunlight? The tree's leaves buried in the spring sunlight? Or the tree's leaves huddled in the spring sunlight? Which one do you think sounds like it would go best there?
Snug in their nest, a family of squirrels huddled close through the cold winter days. Huddled means that they moved close together. This happens in the winter season. Your teacher may ask you to complete the rest of the words, definitions, and seasons on your own, or you might be doing them with your class. Please check in with your teacher to find out more. The words and the illustrations in...
Let's go back. All right, so I think the second one that we talked about before Miss Sabella did huddled was fluttered. The tree's leaves fluttered in the spring sunlight, because it wouldn't make sense for us to say the tree's leaves hurried because they're not alive. They can't, well, they are alive, but they can't like move around on their own. The tree's leaves buried, that doesn't make sense. And the tree's leaves huddled does not make sense. All right, let's continue.
To find out more. The words and the illustrations in Skytree work together to give us clues about the seasonal setting in the story. Today we'll reread sections of the text to identify the seasons in Skytree. As I read this page aloud, I want you to focus in on the author's words. Which words are giving you clues about the season? Ready? Here we go. The smell of wet earth filled the air. Squirrels raced through the fresh grass and up the tree. Sap rose to the tree's tight buds. Pause here to chat with a learning partner, or shout it out to me. Which words are giving you a clue? What season do you think it is? And why do you think that? Which words are telling you that? Pause to think or chat, and then just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so what do we see on this page that makes us think that it is a specific season? Like if I look at the words fresh grass, that makes me think that the grass is brand new, that it's just grown. And I know that in the springtime, the grass is brand new. It just grows out of the ground. So I think that's probably something that would tell me what season it is. I think that it says the sap rose, and I know that sap starts rising in the springtime. And then it says tight buds, and we know that when in the springtime, the leaves are starting to uncurl from their tight buds on the tree. So those all tell me that it might be springtime.
I think it's spring. I think it's spring because there's a smell of wet earth There's also fresh grass, which means there's new grass. And the sap is rising up to the buds. This makes me think it's spring. I also jotted down the page number so I could share this information with others. Even though there are no page numbers on the pages of my book, I just started at the front and counted up to the page that I read. I read page 23, and I also looked at the painting on page 24 that confirmed what I read on page 23. Pause here to set up your journal with a T-chart for page and season, and then just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so in our journal, we need to go to page, let's see, today we're on page 41. I wish the light didn't shine off my glasses like that. All right, so we're on page 41 of our journal today. And we are going to make a T-chart just like Miss Sabella has on her page that says the page number and the season. Okay, make sure you put page 41 at the bottom. It's not the right marker. You left it at school. Okay, so today's date is 10/26, and I'm going to put on the left side, I'm going to write page. And on the right side, I'm going to write season. And we can go ahead and do the one that we just did, pages 23 to 24. And it's the season spring. Okay. So go ahead and pause and get this part copied down.
Now it's your turn to try on your own. Read the text closely and also examine the painting. Which season is it, and how do you know? Be sure to jot down the season in your journal and also count up to the page or pages and record those in your journal too. Pause here to work and then just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so this page says, at night, millions of stars twinkled among the branches of the trees. Beneath the river ice, the old snapping turtles slept. The world was waiting for spring. So what are some things on that page that make you realize what season it is? When I'm looking at it, I see it says beneath the river ice. Well, I know that it usually only ices over in the winter. Okay, we don't have ice on the river in the summertime. Some parts of the spring we will. Okay, but then it says the world was waiting for spring. So it can't be spring if we're still waiting for spring. And I know that the season before spring is winter. So I think that the season is winter. Let me see, I'm trying to find the page on the book. Let's see, so that is page 19 and 20. So in my journal, I'm going to write page 19 and 20. And I think the season is winter.
It's your turn to keep going with the rest of the seasons. As you discover more about the seasons and jot it down in your journal, be sure to include the page numbers. You'll pause here to continue working in your journal and also to think about this question. What do you notice about the way time is presented in SkyTree? You can even discuss that with your learning partner. When you're done in your journal and done with thinking about this question or chatting about this question, just hit play to continue.
Okay, so our next season, we have spring, we have winter. What comes before winter? If we're going backwards from winter to spring or spring to winter, what would come next? Summer, or I'm sorry, fall. It's early. Okay, so this was page 21. 18, 17, 16. So we're going to go through page 16. I know autumn has a lot of pages. 7. We're going to start at page 5. Okay, so page 5 to 16 is on our next one. Page 5 to 16. Okay. Let's start right here. All right, it says, autumn came. The leaves of the tree turned gold, orange, and red. Squirrels hurried to store nuts and acorns. So obviously the first clue is it says autumn came. No kidding. It says the leaves of the trees were turning colors. That's another clue that it is autumn. Squirrels hurried to store nuts and acorns. That's something else that we know happens in the fall because the animals have to prepare for winter. On page 7, it says the sun rose later each day, and we know that in the fall that the sun is up less, there's less sunlight. Oh, this part says by the end of the day, many leaves began to fall. And we know that in the fall, the leaves fall off the trees. On page 9, the tree's bare branches reach toward the sky. Well, they're bare because all the leaves fell off the tree. On page 11, it says a flock of birds landed where the tree's leaves had been, which tells us that the leaves were gone. I don't know what my cat's doing. Page 13 says, clouds gathered and filled the tree's empty branches. And then page 15, it says, with its roots deep in the earth, the tree stood ready for winter. So we know that on this page that it's waiting for winter, and the season that comes before winter is fall or autumn. So we're going to put that on there, fall/autumn. Okay, pages 5 to 16. Okay, so autumn has the largest amount of pages for sure. Okay, and then what season do we have left? We gotta find summer. So we're gonna start on page 1. Once a tree stood alone on a hill by the river. Through the long days, its leaves fluttered in the soft summer breeze. So just on page 1, we hear that there's a summer breeze. We see that it says long days, and we know that summer has the longest daylight time in the year. So we can say pages 1 and 2 show us summer. But that's not the only place in the book that we see the season summer. We also see summer at the end of the book. This page. Because it says, the tree stood on the hill by the river. Once again, its leaves fluttered in the soft summer breeze. So what about that page tells me that it is summer again? It says soft summer breeze. And that is page 25 and 26. Okay, so page 23 and 24 showed us spring, and there's more pages than that show us spring, but we just picked those two. Pages 19 and 20 showed us winter. 5 through 16 showed us fall or autumn. And then pages 1 and 2 and 25 and 26 showed us summer. So make sure you have that on your page 41 for today. All right, let's see what Miss Sabella has to say for ending our video.
Remember, knowledge is so much fun to share with others. What have you learned about change, and specifically changes that occur between seasons, that you can share with someone else? Share that knowledge, pass it along, and I will see you again very soon.
Okay, so that is the end of today's lesson. It was super short. And then tomorrow we will have our last lesson on Skytree. And hopefully we'll be able to start module 2 really soon. That's exciting. Okay, so you guys have a great day. The phonics video is going to be a little late today. So I will have that up as soon as I can, and I will see you guys later. Bye.